Hey guys, welcome back. So today we're out at the range with the BCM, which we affectionately call the BCM, and this is our endurance test rifle. The date on here, every time we would do a video, we would tape up the action and then put a date on there and the number of rounds fired. So last time we fired this thing, we completed 7,580 rounds, and that was on 6/23/21. In a couple of months, that'll be 3 years ago. We stopped doing the testing because in 20 and 2021, what was going on? Well, we were right in the middle of the Wuhan Weezer thing, and ammunition was almost impossible to get. So 3 years on, ammunition prices are coming down, and I want to thank our friends over at Federal for continuing to help sponsor this video. And we're using some American Eagle 55 grain ammunition. And so, yeah, good stuff. So far, we've had 0 malfunctions. And that's a testament not only to the BCM, but the different magazines we're using and the ammunition. We haven't had an ammunition failure. We haven't had any magazine failures so far. And for this test, we're going to run 6 mags per, I don't know, what we say, segment. And then we're going to let the gun cool down a little bit. We have 2 Lancer mags. We have 2 Stenag Surefeed magazines, and we have 2 PMags. And so let's go ahead and get started with today's video. And we'll put another 1,000 rounds to this thing. It's going to be interesting to see because it's had 3 years to sit there and for the carbon to harden. We have not applied any oil to this gun. We've not punched the bore. We've not cleaned it in any way. We've never even opened the action since this testing started. This gun is absolutely filthy, carbon caked, and now that carbon has probably gotten pretty hard inside the action. So we're going to see if this thing is going to continue to run 3 years after our last test. So let's get started with today's video and see if we can get to 8,580 rounds. We might put an extra 20 rounds through it just to make it, an even 8,600. So let's get started with today's video. This should be fun. A lot of folks ask me, how can I get involved in the firearms business in that particular community? And one of the best ways to do that is to become a gunsmith. Every gunsmith I know is just overbooked with work. It's a very good living. And so if you would like to become a gunsmith, you need to go to a gunsmithing school or become an apprentice for an existing gunsmith. But Modern Gun School is an accredited college that also works with veterans in the GI Bill, where you can go and get a degree from accredited college in gunsmithing and then go out and start your own gunsmithing business, which I think is a really great option. Again, throughout my entire life, gunsmiths have always been able to earn a really good living, assuming they have a really strong work ethic. So please check out Modern Gun School. I do have a link in the video description below. All right, guys, let's get started by tearing the tape off. Stick there. A little windy today. Let's see if we can run the bolt on this thing. Not seized. All right, here goes the first magazine. This is a Lancer, 30 rounds of Federal American Eagle. It chambered. All right, here we go. First 30. Wow. That's pretty darn cool. Now, this is a direct gas impingement rifle. The whole point of this video series was to prove that ARs were not finicky to being dirty. Almost 8,000 rounds in, and this gun is still running fine. Not a drop of oil, no cleaning, nothing. Now, you'll notice it's throwing the brass kind of forward. We did do a bore scope in one of the previous videos, and there's quite a bit of gas port erosion, and that's perfectly normal. That's going to happen in every barrel. So as that gas port erodes, it gets larger and more gas gets into the action. All right, that's PMag, 2 Lancers. Let's go to Stenag. The ejection's getting kind of wild. First 6 magazines and no failures, guys. She's getting warm. Gonna let her cool off and we'll resume. So we have a nice breeze out here. It's taken about 20-30 minutes for the barrel to cool off. We've been very, very hard on this gun. Most of the testing, we're just mag dumping. And so even though it's not a full auto, we're firing fast as if it were similar to a full auto in terms of the wear that it's gonna cause because of the heat buildup and stuff like that. So we're being pretty hard on the barrel. Feels a little sluggish, man. I'm surprised she's still working 100% so far. Almost got that stump completely gone. Oh. She's like, now this is a Lancer mag that has those metal feed lips, and we've ran into some friction on those feed lips when the magazine's full. Forward assist did its job. Let's see if she runs. That's why we're using different magazines. Woo-hoo. I thought that might do it, but she's still working. Oh, she's getting filthy. It wasn't just a Lancer, that was a PMag. She's getting filthy, dude. She's getting filthy. Oh, the bolt's going. I think we're reaching that point where it's going to need oil, but we're not oiling it. All right, we're right at 8,000 rounds after those 12 magazines. And she's getting filthy, guys. She's getting real sluggish. I noticed that when I took it out of the box, it was sluggish, but I knew it was sluggish when we put it in years ago. So far, hasn't choked. Just haven't helped that bolt and carrier home a little bit. Let's let her cool off and try it again. So she's definitely slowing down. We're probably gonna have to use the forward assist going forward on every magazine we have so far. Oh, look at that! She's back! All right, let's see what she does. Another 6 mags. We're definitely 500 rounds in, so we've hit 8,000 rounds so far. Let's keep pushing on. That's awesome. That's nuts, man. Maybe she just needs to cool off a little more. I mean, even if she choked right now, as I say that, forward assist, I would still be impressed with the performance of this rifle, man. 8,000 rounds with no failures. +8,000 rounds. Oh. Let's see if we can get her to go in battery here. Oh man, it's like, look how slow that bolt's going. I'm wondering if the recoil spring is finally giving up the ghost. Let's grab this magazine down here. Seems like she's slowing down when she heats up. She does not want to stop. Oh, it's like she's running out of steam, guys. Wow. Getting too hot to hold on to. Those last two mags, man, that bolt and carrier is just like. All right, guys, let's go for another 6. Oh, she's getting dirty. Oh! Seems like the PMags are a little smoother. Another 6 down. We only let her cool off for the amount of time it took us to load 4 magazines. These are the last 4 magazines. We threw an extra 20 rounds into the 1,000 rounds. So we fired, once these are done, 1,020 rounds today. This will bring us, if we don't have a failure, to a total of 8,600 rounds fired through the gun so far, with no failures, no oil, no cleaning, not even opening the upper from the lower. Is she gonna make it? We only got 4 more mags to find out. Let's try it and see what she does. Ooh, I'm telling you guys, she's sluggish. Oh man. Now I could feel the bolt and carry go on that one. That one too. So I can definitely feel that carrier moving around in there, which you really shouldn't be able to do. It should happen so fast you don't really feel it, so I'm feeling that delay. Whew, handguard's getting hot. Oh. Working it forward with the forward assist. Oh no! Bolt's home, hammer's down. So I don't think the bolt got all the way closed, and so it was not quite fully in battery. Hammer fell. Safety prevented it from firing out of battery. This is the first time we've opened it, guys, in over 8,000 rounds. Let's go ahead and recock it. Ow, that thing is hot. So that's our first failure. Hammer's down. All right. Over the course of the last 5 years, our tape has dried out to where we can't even get a full strip off the roll here without it breaking. So I'm going to try to tape it up as best I can. Get some tape over the action. Maybe it's the best I can do. Yeah, we'll just call it good. All right, it's over the ejection port. Good enough. All right. Put the tape on there. Now, we did have, let's see, what's today's date? It's 4/22/24, and we did 8,600 rounds so far. So, we had that one failure to fire. I had a theory that I'd mentioned already in video that it's just so sluggish that the bolt didn't quite go all the way home, and the hammer hit it, and it didn't fire because of the design of the rifle. It can't fire unless the bolt's completely in battery. I thought that was perhaps what happened. Jason had another perspective, and this one makes sense as well. I have a tendency to pull the trigger very quickly. I can overrun the action of certain rifles like AKs. I can overrun those actions fairly quickly, even on a clean rifle. This thing is because the bolt carrier is moving so sluggishly that there's a good chance that I was just pulling the trigger too quickly. I pulled the trigger before the bolt and carrier had made it all the way home into battery, and that caused the hammer follow and the failure to fire. So we don't know. Jason, remind me, going forward, I'm going to try to slow the cadence down. We have 1,400 rounds to go to get us to 10,000 rounds. If I can slow my trigger finger down, maybe we can compensate for that sluggish action. If that's what caused it, we'll find out in the next video. Guys, if you'd like to support us here at the Military Arms channel so we can continue to bring you content like this, consider becoming part of our Patreon family. There's a link in the video description below. Also, right here on YouTube, you got the thanks and subscribe button. That's the word I'm looking for. Right underneath the video player you're watching right now, mash either one of those buttons and you can help support us here on YouTube in the age of demonetization. Please swing by, check out Copper Custom. Thank you for 16 years of support, and we'll talk to you guys soon.